Truth Hurts comes out in 2017. We're making our best music, our best work here. And it's gonna be a dogfight to get like people to hear this. It comes out, it does what it does. I would be lying if I said I wasn't really disappointed, because I felt like if this isn't it, what is? Like, this is our most authentic record. Lizzo is like speaking her truth. So when Truth Hurts starts to climb the charts, I'm like in disbelief from the very beginning of it until it's like screaming in my face, like, you have a hit song here.
You could have had a bad bitch, not committal. Help you with your career, just a little. You're supposed to hold me down, but you're holding me back. And that's the sound of me not calling you back.
She's the kind of person that, like, when she walks in the room, she makes you feel good. You know, on our first day, we made a song that would end up being the song called Worship that was on the Coconut Oil EP. We were kind of kicking around melodies, and I think we wrote this melody that was pretty high. I was a lot more familiar with her work primarily as a rapper, some singing, but I was like, can you sing like that high? Like, can you hit that note? And she was like, I'll try. Even the fact that she was down to be that vulnerable on our first day was great. But she went and hit that first note of Worship from there, and I was like, oh my God. Her voice filled the room. From there, we just kept making music. Going into the days where we made Truth Hurts, she was having some challenging stuff going on with a guy in her life.
I'm crying 'cause I love you.
You know, with her feeling how she was, it was like, we just got to get this feeling on record. She was telling me sort of stories about what she was going through. And it was one of those cases where she was just saying like the most wild, sometimes hilarious, sometimes really vulnerable, sometimes out of pocket, just saying crazy shit.
Fuckboys like me.
Okay,
You've dealt with a lot of fuckboys.
I'm thick and I travel a lot and I got money.
That's why when you listen to that song, you feel like, oh, you kind of feel like you know her a little bit. I'm always looking for like starters, loops, like little bits of music and inspiration from like up and coming producers. Telly was somebody that one of the guys I work with, Brad, he was close with him. So I was like, yeah, send me some stuff. Let me check it out. So the first iteration of what it would eventually become Truth Hurts was a demo from Telly that sounded like this. When he heard what I turned that into, he was like, oh, you just used the intro. And it's much, much faster. Of course, it became there was a whole world built inside of this basic piano riff. I grew up in the Bay listening to guys like 40,
What's that fool name?
Short.
She likes the freak. It's all she says.
So my natural inclination on this song, or any song, is gonna be to have the bass knock. So now the pattern is no longer a 2-bar loop, it's a 4-bar loop, which makes the song a lot more listenable. From there, sort of build out the beat a little bit more, just a good hard snare and kick. I think the next thing to introduce here is gonna be the hat pattern. There's a little bit of things layered in there that also give it a tiny bit of a pop edge. And one thing Telly's brilliant at is all these almost sound design little things happening. The most important one that really stuck out to me, I was like, this is so good. I had never heard anything like that in my life. It's almost like an alarm or a bell or a signal. It's just like ding, like dinner's ready. When I first got the demo from him, I was like, wow, there's all these great little sounds, and they were arranged in a totally different way. That sounds like somebody has a bone to pick with you and they're at your front door. Impending Trouble. We Were Here, great drum track. I had arranged all of the great ear candy from Telly and was still feeling like the back half of the hook needed more of a lift. It kind of sounds like two voices serenading each other. And I felt like we needed softness and we needed higher timbre, higher pitch elements. There's really only one other musical element, the last thing we did, and it was really the last part of the song that we completed. All we did for the bridge was just add a clap. There's so many musical references, so many songs that have that moment. Put a ring on it, whatever it is, where like that attitude that comes from somebody just doing this in your face, it's like, it's aggressive.
We don't fuck with lies, we don't do goodbyes, we just keep it pushing like aye.
So that's sort of like clap roll to enter. It just like announces the arrival of a new musical element. All together, it sounds like this.
Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair.
So we're working Juice, the lead single off 'Cause I Love You. She does Coachella, she's just having a moment. And we're like, okay, everything is sort of rising with her right now. Like this is clearly her time. I remember the day that it came out and I was like, somebody sent me the clip on my phone, the Someone Great scene.
I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Even when I'm crying crazy, yeah, I got blood problems, that's a human in me. Bling, bling, and I solve them, that's the goddess in me. You could've had a bad bitch.
Every second that scene keeps going, every additional word they sing to each other, my heart is like racing more and more. Like this could actually be a game changer for us. They really connected to the energy that we had. Someone's trying to say, I'm not shit, but I am the shit.
Hey, I'm glad you're back with your bitch. Who would wanna hide this? I will never ever be your shit. I put the
She's just that magnetic, that fully on her own terms with a song like Truth Hurts, that is like, feels like it's her at her essence. The world was like, we like this, we like you. When it actually pops up on the Hot 100, it's the first time I've had this feeling since I had my first hit, which was Talk Dirty with Derulo. That level of like validation and even like vindication, it's hard to even accept it. It's crazy. When I called my mom and she was like, this seems like a big deal. I was like, this is the biggest thing that's happened to me in my career. Breaking an artist, especially one with as many implications as Lizzo has for changing the face of pop music, this is by far the biggest thing that I've ever been a part of.
fresh photo with the bottle lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True first needed something more exciting. Bum, bum, dum, dum, bum.
I definitely remember I was talking and her being like faux crying, being like, you could have had a bad bitch. I was dying. I was like, dude, we got to do that.